Hi, I'm Rob from B&H, and in this video we're going to take a look at something a number of our customers have asked us about here at B&H. How can you get better sound when shooting video on an iOS device? Well, we're shooting this video on an iPad mini, and at the moment we're using its built-in microphone, which is why it doesn't sound so great. The mic is omnidirectional, so it's going to pick up sound from all around the iPad, and it's a bit far from the subject in front of the camera. So let's see if we can improve our sound by plugging some wired and wireless microphone alternatives into the headphone jack of the iPad, which also functions as an external input. We'll start by plugging in a lavalier mic. Okay, now I'm using a Polsen MO-PLI Lav Mic plugged into the iPad's headphone jack, and it's a big improvement. No batteries or power supply necessary for the MO-PLI, and it includes a foam windscreen and lapel clip. For interviews, Polsen also makes a two-person smartphone interview kit that includes a second lav, headphones, and an adapter so you can record both mics on your iOS device. The adapter also includes a headphone jack for monitoring. Now, the 12-foot cable gives your subject a pretty reasonable amount of room to move around, but if your subject is moving around a lot, you may want to use a wireless system. Using a wireless system with an iOS device is basically a matter of having the right cable to go from the output of your wireless receiver to the headphone jack on your iOS device. If you look at the cables on the Polsen MO-PLI or the Rode SmartLav and SmartLav Plus, you'll see that they're tip, ring, ring, sleeve. The supplied cable with most wireless systems is tip, only one ring, and then sleeve, so that means you'll need an adapter cable. I'm going to demo two wireless systems with the iPad using an adapter. First, an Azden system for the budget conscious, and then the Sennheiser EW100G3, which costs more but sounds better. Okay, so now you're hearing the Azden WMS-PRO+I wireless system. The WMS-PRO+I is a relatively inexpensive VHF system, and it does come with the adapter cable, but the system is a bit limited. You only get two channels to choose from, and the sound quality isn't nearly as good as what you'll get from a more expensive UHF system, but for the price, it certainly gets the job done. The adapter cable also features a split that allows you to plug in headphones and hear playback from your iOS device. The camera app in iOS 7 doesn't allow you to monitor from the split while recording, although with some audio recording apps you can monitor from here while you're recording. But if you do that, you will get some latency from the iPad or iPhone's processor, so you're probably better off monitoring from the headphone jack on the Azden's receiver during recording. Now, the only problem with that is that you're only hearing the microphone's input to the receiver and not what is actually being recorded to the iPad or iPhone. So if the levels to the device are overloading, you won't know. This is why it's really important to play back and check at least some of your recorded audio while you're still at your location so you don't get any nasty surprises when you get home. To give you an idea of how a better quality system will sound with the iPad, I'm using the very popular Sennheiser EW100G3 system with an adapter cable sold separately. Rode makes this one called the SC4. It works, and I like that it's nice and short, but the cable's kind of thin, so I'm not sure how durable it would be in the long run, and there's no split for headphone monitoring. Sescom, on the other hand, makes the iPhone Mic 35-1 cable that looks a bit more robust and features a headphone split for monitoring. And there's also a right-angle version if you prefer. I'm using the Sescom cable now to connect the Sennheiser receiver to my iPad mini. Both the Sescom and Rode cables work just fine on an iPad mini when we tested it with both the Sennheiser G3 and Sony's UWP-D wireless systems. Like the Azden system, I couldn't use the headphone tap to monitor while recording with the camera app, so you'll need to play back some of your movie to check the audio. Also, there's no manual control of the audio input levels in the camera app, but you can adjust the output levels on both the Sennheiser and Sony receivers if you need to. If you're only recording audio, most audio recording apps like GarageBand or the Tascam PCM Recorder app allow for manual input adjustment. Of course, you can also purchase wireless systems that include handheld dynamic microphones with built-in transmitters or plug-on transmitters that can accommodate almost any dynamic XLR mic, like the Sonal ENG18RL that I'm using now with a Sennheiser plug-on transmitter. These are ideal for man-on-the-street type of interview situations. One really important part of our wireless setup for the iPad is the Makayama movie mount. It allows your iPad to stand upright on a flat surface or attached to a tripod via the 1/4-20 thread at the bottom, while the shoe mount on top makes it easy to attach your wireless receiver or possibly lights, although the cable from the receiver to the iPad is kind of annoying, so you might want to secure that with a piece of gaffer's tape or something to get it out of the way. The movie mount also allows you to attach a 37mm conversion lens, which can be easily slid out of the way when you're not using it. Now this one's for the Mini, obviously, but there are different sized versions available for the regular and Air iPads. Before we wrap it up, the shoe mount on the Makayama can also accommodate the Rode VideoMic Go. The Rode VideoMic Go is a lightweight, inexpensive solution that will get power from your iOS device, and it's a solid choice for one-man run-and-gun situations, especially for natural and atmospheric sounds. It's a bit too far from your subject to get ideal dialogue and interview audio, but even in those scenarios, it's a lot better than the built-in mic on the iPad, and its super cardioid polar pattern helps you to focus audio capture in front of the camera. The built-in red shock mount helps to isolate the mic from vibrations and handling noise. A foam windshield is included, but if you're shooting outside, you should get a fur windscreen for it, and Rode, Rycote, and Wintec all make models that will fit. To use it with an iOS device, you'll need an adapter cable, and Rode makes the SC7 cable, which we're using now with our iPad mini. So for those of you shooting video with an iOS device and looking for better sound, hopefully some of these options will be helpful. I'm Rob from B&H, and thanks for watching.
Whether you're a hobbyist or a professional, B&H has the answers to your questions. Experience a world of technology at our New York City Superstore. Connect with us online or give us a call. Our staff of experts is happy to help.